All right, welcome back to the channel. So we knew eventually we would get here. At least I did. Deontay Wilder makes explosive allegations against Tyson Fury, and if they are proven to be true, Tyson Fury should be banned from the sport of boxing for the rest of his life, as should everybody else that has been accused if it were to be proved. Let's talk about that in this. All right, welcome back to the channel. We told you so. I remember a few months back, I put out a video that said if injuries in Deontay Wilder's scalp consistent with a blunt object, if true, Tyson Fury should be thrown out of boxing for the rest of his career. That statement remains true. You all can try all you want to ask a bunch of questions other than the most pertinent one, which is why are the gloves behaving like that? Why do I see knuckles in those gloves? That, my friend, look like tampered gloves or manipulated gloves or whatever you want to call them. But it was blatantly clear that something was wrong with those gloves. Now, Deontay Wilder comes out and says everything that we have heard on the internet from channels like Blue Blood Sports TV, Dante's Boxing Nation, Boxing Ego, you've heard this all over the place. And we have all seen it all over the place. We've seen the gloves bend. We've seen them do things that they should not be doing. These are brand new gloves supposed to be coming out of a pack, looking like they've been worn out for months. Regardless, that is not how boxing gloves operate. And that's all that I cared about. Now, though, Deontay Wilder has made the accusations himself. So there will be no more conversation about, oh, are you making this up? Why isn't Deontay Wilder saying it for himself? And all of that other nonsense. It has been said now. The accusation has been made. And Deontay Wilder has enough standing in the sport of boxing where his allegations should be taken seriously and investigated seriously to prevent this type of thing to happen again. Do I expect that to happen with the powers that be in boxing? Absolutely not. But let's go over specifically what Deontay Wilder himself has directly accused Tyson Fury of doing. Glove manipulation. In the first fight and the second fight. In the first fight, his shows on a videotape that we have seen before. Ricky Hatton pulling Tyson Fury's glove down, pulls it down to position his hand lower in the glove. That, my friend, is on tape. You see it with your eyes. You see the glove bending backwards in an unnatural position with your own eyes. But hey, don't believe your lying eyes. Believe some internet trolls that are just out there trying to defend Tyson Fury no matter what, when you know perfectly well that this guy was cheating. It's obvious to everybody that saw it. Everybody that I've spoken to that have seen the Deontay Wilder video where he lays out just surface evidence to support his belief. And the idea that anybody could look at those gloves, look at that footage, and say that he is being unreasonable is in and of itself unreasonable and ridiculous. Nobody is doubting whether or not Tyson Fury cheated or not. The only question is, do you guys care enough to do anything about it? And the answer to that has been no for a while. You have people like Andre Ward out here telling stories and acting like he don't see those gloves bending. Andre, be honest. Be honest. The job is cool. The money is cool. But be honest. Some things are not questionable. There's no question about it. And this cheating, there's no question about it. I took that video and I went and I spoke to people that had nothing to do with the sport of boxing. And I asked them, but watch it, casual guys, don't have anything in it. And looked at, what is that glove doing? What does that tell you? They say, oh my God. That's the first thing that they say. Oh my God. Oh, and they showed the picture with the knuckles that I've shown you 100 times on this channel. They say, oh my God. It's only in boxing somehow that experts can't see what is right in their face. Tyson Fury has been a cheater. Tyson Fury was cheating against Vladimir Klitschko. He tested positive for performance-enhancing drugs before that fight. But yet, the British Boxing Board of Control and the British boxing people allowed for him to fight. And the German commission, obviously, allowed him to fight, cover up the fact that he had tested positive performance-enhancing drugs, let that fight continue to go on, and he fights Vladimir Klitschko, wins the fight, but then never gives him a rematch because out comes the performance-enhancing drug test. He's literally gotten caught cheating in every big fight he has ever had. But somehow people are out there trying to protect the integrity, the great integrity of Tyson Fury. He's a drug cheat. Before the fight with Christian Hamer, he has gotten into the ring with altered gloves. He walked into, and you can go check the record. It is out there for anybody that really cares about the truth. In the fight with Christian Hamer, the referee walked up to Tyson Fury, checked his gloves, said, what is this? The announcers are saying, I have never seen this before in my life. His thumb is disconnected from his glove. I have asked professional fighters, world champion professional fighters, asked them, didn't ask them about Tyson Fury. I just asked them the question. If you doubt that I've asked them, go look deeply enough into my channel and you will see that some of the biggest world champions in boxing have been here. I've asked some of them, would you know if your thumb was disconnected when you were getting into a ring? If some reason the stitching came out that connected your thumb to the base of your glove, would you know that was the case if you felt it? The answer was with laughs. Of course I would. There's no way that I would put a glove on my hand and the thumb is off and I don't know and my trainer don't know. That was purposeful. He tried to cheat Christian Hamer. He tested positive for performance-enhancing drugs and he walked into the ring with loaded gloves. My friend, with gloves with a thumb detached. And that is a fact. That is a fact. That is not my opinion. That is a fact. You can go to the Christian Hamer versus Tyson Fury fight and see them do it. Andre Ward, Ishe Smith, have you seen the video? Are you going to explain to me and tell me how it was an innocent mistake that Tyson Fury got into the ring with Christian Hamer with a thumb disconnected from? Is that? Are you going to tell me that it is my imagination that Tyson Fury had already tested positive for performance-enhancing drugs before that, immediately after that fight? Are you going to tell me it's my imagination that Martin Carefoot, who testified for him in that thing, then recanted his testimony and said that he was bribed to give that information out to cover that up so Tyson Fury would not be banned? Banned. This is the Tyson Fury that you guys are acting as he's so above it that he could never cheat, despite the fact that you see gloves bending backwards. And many people have admitted that this was true. Joe E. Spencer said, yeah, we are taught to do what Tyson Fury is being accused of doing in Michigan. Who's from Michigan? Who fought out of Crunk Gym? The trainer, Tyson Fury's trainer, is from there. Tyson Fury trained there. That is a Detroit old school move to hit people with your palm, with your hand in the glove. And there are plenty of ways to cheat in boxing, and Tyson Fury knows them all. Eddie Cotton, who passed away this year, rest in peace, said that Tyson Fury was the dirtiest fighter he had ever refereed in his life. And that included multiple fights with one of the most notorious cheaters in boxing history, Andrew Galata. And the Hall of Fame referee, Eddie Cotton, when he talked about having refereed Tyson Fury, said he was dirtier than Andrew Galata. Would you hesitate to think that Andrew Galata would pad his gloves? No. Would it manipulate his gloves? No. Was there? Do you think that some camp, like somebody worse than Galata, would find a way to get something in your water? Tyson Fury came in there being managed by one of the biggest drug kingpins, alleged drug kingpins in the world. Is his personal manager, and you think that his ethics are so high that he wouldn't cheat? You guys should be ashamed of yourself for having taken this long and for still trying to defend it. Tyson Fury should be banned for life, for the good of the sport of boxing. An example should be made of him. And he is trying to skip out of the fight to boot. What type of man, and with these type of allegations on him that has been said, right, that says he can dominate Deontay Wilder, he will run through Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder would be silly. He can't wait to destroy him again. But as soon as Deontay Wilder calls him a cheater, he tries to back out the fight and run away and never come back. Right? Thieves don't like to come back to the scene of the crime. And that's what it is. Tyson Fury should be banned for life on this evidence. Just like Antonio Margarito should have been banned for life. And just like you did actually ban Panama Lewis for life. And let me ask you a question. What do all three of these people have in common? They all fought for Top Rank, and they all were doing these things on cards promoted by Bob Arum, the guy with enough nerve to act like his fighters would never cheat, when you yourself have admitted to bribing the IBF. No. Tyson Fury should be made an example of. He should be banned for life, and anybody that is saying otherwise, you better show me some proof that the fight that I watched, the tape that I have, is not the actual tape from the fight. Because I have gone frame by frame with the help of BFTB and seen it for myself. And if you were honest and did it, you would see it for yourself. But you're not honest. What you are is somebody that just wants to end Deontay Wilder's career no matter what. That's my take on the matter. You let me know what you think. And with that, I'm out. Peace.